Hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Club Passim for another night of Passim streams. We've got a lot of great shows coming up over the next several weeks. Make sure you visit passim.org/stream to find information about all of our shows that we've got coming up online here. We have suggested donations for these shows. We have not put things behind a paywall. There are going to be some occasional shows that are, but most of these are free to watch, but we do ask that you make a donation. Everyone, we realize that the whole music community is out of work right now. There aren't paying gigs apart from this format that you see here, and until we are able to gather once again into rooms and see live music, this is what we've got. So we're going to need folks to help support everybody out there by being part of what we're doing. If you would share this stream right now, that would be tremendously helpful. Get more eyes and ears into our stream. We have coming up in the future, tomorrow we're going to be doing something live from Club Passim in an audience-less show with Hank Wonder to restart our Pair Fund. And our Pair Fund was a fund that we started back in March to help artists with their to get a little bit of income. We started this grant called the Passim Emergency Artist Relief Fund, and we've been able to give to artists $115,000 so far. We shut down the fund for a month while we were working on our spring fund drive, and we are reopening that fund tomorrow. We're going to show a couple of the videos from the Keep Your Distance Festival, which is what we used to promote the fund. We're going to have a live performance from Club Passim of Hank Wonder, and then we're going to premiere a new video of a bunch of great New England artists doing the Bruce Cockburn song, Wondering Where the Lions Are, and Bruce himself is there to introduce the video. So we're doing that tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then another thing to look forward to is next Friday, a week from tonight, we're going to be doing a live Laurie McKenna album release show from Club Passim. No audience, don't show up, don't try to come in, but watch it online, and we'll be thrilled to see you there. So again, tonight's suggested donation is $20. We've got Miss Tess here, and we are thrilled to have her. We had her back with Lyle Brewer and Zach Hickman back in November to release a record, and we are super, super excited to have her here tonight. Please welcome up to our stage, our virtual stage, Miss Tess.
Share.
I'm just have to copy the link.
Should also. I think we're on. Should say.
Hello. Just getting all of our little ducks in a row. All right. Yeah, Matt says we're on. Okay. Hi, everybody. Miss Tess here, and this is my partner, Thomas Brian Eaton. And very happy to be streaming via Club Passim tonight. And we're going to play all the songs from my new album that I just put out called Doucette. And I actually recorded this album in Boston with two Boston musicians I love, Lyle Brewer on guitar and Zachariah Hickman on the upright bass. But since we live in Nashville, they can't be here tonight, and so we're gonna do what we can to fill their musical shoes on these two guitars here, and hope you enjoy the music. We're gonna start out with all of these songs are kind of out of the American Songbook from the 30s to the 50s, and this is a song I love. It's actually a Floyd Tillman tune. And Floyd Tillman was known primarily in the country and Western world and Western swing. But this song's pretty jazzy, so decided to record it. And it's called Gotta Have My Baby Back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Baby, baby, I miss you so very much. It hurts me, baby. I gotta have my baby back. Can't sleep, can't eat, because I miss my sweet baby, sweet. I just gotta, oh, I gotta have my baby back. Alone in a tavern, people all around me, laughing and dancing and playing the town on jukebox is playing songs about you, songs with memories are making me blue, baby. Come on home. Without your sweet love, I just can't get along. Oh, I gotta, yes, I gotta have my baby back. Playtime. Songs about you, songs with memories are making me blue. Oh, baby, come on home. Without your sweet love, I just can't get along. Oh, I gotta, yes, I gotta have my baby back. I just gotta have my baby back. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna move a few things here. We're doing our own stage set tonight, so just bear with me a second as I rearrange a few things. All right, see that? Cool. All right. Let me switch over. I can actually see your comments. All right, cool. Great. Well, this one is a good old tune, 1930 on this one. And you about ready, Thomas?
I thought you were still introing.
Short intro on this song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell in love with you the first time I looked into them, their eyes. Oh, you got a certain little cute way flirting with them, their eyes. They make me feel so happy. They make me feel so blue. Non-stop and I'm falling heart is jumping. You sure started something with them there eyes. You better look out, little brown eyes and blue eyes. They sparkle, they bubble. They're gonna get you in a whole lot of trouble. You're overworking them. There's danger lurking in them their eyes. I fell in love with you the first time I looked into them their eyes. Oh, you got a certain little key with flirting with them their eyes. They make me feel so happy. They make me feel so blue. I'm starting, I'm falling, and falling in a great big way for you. My heart's jumping. You sure started something with them their eyes. You better look out, little brown eyes if you're wise. They sparkle, they bubble. They're gonna get you in a whole lot of trouble. You're overworking them. There's danger lurking in them their eyes. Yeah, that's a fun one. How are y'all doing out there? Where y'all tuning in for? I see Lee West is out there. He's from Virginia, but in Nashville right now. Funny enough. Cheyenne. Hey, everybody. Cool. All right. Well, this next song I've been in love with for a long time. It's a Hoagie Carmichael tune. And
They don't make songs like this anymore. They don't make names like Hoagie Carmichael anymore either, I guess.
they sure don't. And Johnny Mercer wrote the lyrics on this one.
This has been a real fun project for me to be involved in. The two musicians Tess had playing on the record, Zach Hickman and Lyle Brewer, are both fantastic, and that's the only music on the record is the bass and Lyle's guitar, Zach's bass and Lyle's guitar, and Tess just sings. So this has been kind of interesting for us to kind of pick that apart as two guitar players and try to figure out how to make sense of it.
Yeah. And we actually practiced a lot, so that was fun. Getting better.
Probably could have practiced more.
We're all finding things to get better at during this quarantine pandemic times. Maybe I'll get into some more of my hobbies later, but I guess we'll play the song now. This one's called Skylark. Skylark, have you anything to say to me? Can you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's waiting to be kissed? Skylark, have you seen a valley green with spring where my heart can go a journey over the shadows and the rain, to a blossom-covered lane. And in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as a will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a loon. I'm sad as a gypsy, serenading the moon or skyline. I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? And in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as a will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a loon. I'm sad as a gypsy, serenading the moon or skyline. I don't know if you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So if you see them anywhere, won't you lead me there? Yeah. Oh, such a pretty song. A lot of these songs are kind of sweet little ballads for the most part. So that's why I call the album Doucette, because it sort of means sweetly.
Is that what that means?
En français. Hey, Gordon. What's up, Bianca? What's up, Bruce? Allison? Yeah. So I just have to look at the comments just to be reassured that there are some people out there, because right now all we see is our wall. Our imaginary audience. But you all are really there. That's great. This next song is 1936. I was looking up different versions of this song last night, and Fats Waller's got a really great version of it. He gets pretty silly with it. Y'all should check it out. But my version is sort of a combination of Billie Holiday's version, and there's a folk singer in the 60s named Judy Henske, and she was a very tall woman with a very powerful voice, and she just kind of sang the ever-loving crap out of this one. So that is definitely a version to check out. And I kind of mishmashed those together and took some lyrics from both versions. And but it's another song I've loved for a long time. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Cool. Ready? Mm-hmm. I'd work for you, I'd slave for you, I'd work my fingers to the grave for you, yeah. if that ain't love, it'll have to do until the real thing comes along. I would mourn for you, I would cry for you, I'd work my fingers to the bone. If that ain't love, it'll have to do until the real thing comes along. With all the words dear at my command, I just can't make you understand. I'll always love you, come what may. My heart is yours, dear. What more can I say? I would lie for you, I would cry for you, I'd tear the stars down from the sky for you. If that ain't love, it'll have to do until the real thing comes along. I'm like a ship that's lost at sea. Won't somebody please come and save for me? I'll always love you, come what may. I'll always love you. What more can I say? I will lie, cry, beg, steal, or borrow from you. I'd even forget about tomorrow for you. If that ain't love, it'll have to do until the real thing comes along. Until the real thing comes along. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. This next song is a song off of a Chet Baker album called "It Could Happen to You," and it's a great album if you haven't heard it. And this song was originally it's a Rodgers and Hart song, originally written for a musical, and the 30 is called Evergreen, which I have not seen. But I love this. I love this song because it's kind of about hallucinating, and you just sort of I just picture myself lying in bed, and it's called Dancing on the Ceiling, and just watching your lover just dance up there. And it sort of also plays to my mental state right now during the pandemic too. I feel like I'm just about there. So but that's the great thing about all this music. It's kind of a nice little like escape. Each song is a kind of a little 3-minute story we can escape into, and music is good. Let's see, what key is this one in?
C.
Key is C.
Starting on the E.
Yeah. All right. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. He dances overhead on a ceiling near my bed, in my sight through the night. I try to hide in vain underneath my counterpane. There's my love above. I whisper, go away, my lover. It's not fair. Then I'm so grateful to discover he's still there. I love my ceiling more since it is a dancing floor just for my love. He dances overhead on a ceiling near my bed, in my sight through the night. I try to hide in vain underneath my counterpane. There's my love above. I whisper, go where my lover is. It's not fair. And I'm so grateful to discover he's still there. I love my ceiling more since it is a dancing floor just for my love. All right. I really do want to know what they were doing in the musical when that song was happening. All right. Well, now comes the time where I get to practice my French. This is a song about by Django Reinhardt.
Tu parles français?
No.
No.
And lyrics were written to this. There's a really old version by Lucien Diel, I think, and that's sort of where I got the French lyrics from, written by Jacques Leroux. And there was, I also learned there was English words written to this, but like the French words, they're very cheesy. It's called
French words you can't understand unless you're French.
Yeah, I'm like, just keep it in French. It's better that way.
It sounds really dreamy in French.
Yeah, I think the English version was like, it's the bluest kind of blue. Peggy Lee did a version of it. I'm like, the bluest kind of blue? What does that even mean?
It means sad, Tess. It means really sad.
Instead of, if anyone speaks French, let me know. I'll give you a little summary of the translation after we play the song here. Lentement dans le soir, le train s'avale. Sous les quais, sa mouchoir s'enfuit déjà. Dans nos classes, on commence l'émigré de sa maison. Sous les jours qui s'allongent, s'estompe dans l'horizon. En nuage s'étire sous un toit bleu. En poussant le sombre dire un triste adieu. Et tout ce que j'aimais lorsque le train vibrait dans un flot de fournaise, c'est pas à jamais. En nuage s'étire sous un toit bleu. En passant le sombre dire un triste adieu. Et tout ce que j'aimais lorsque le train vibrait dans un flot de fumée, c'est passé à jamais. Yeah, thank you.
Clouds.
So basically, nuage means clouds, and the beginning of the lyrics is as I saw my lover slowly depart on a train rolling off into the distance, I gave a sad farewell as I waved my handkerchief at them and thought of sad kisses.
Sad kisses.
I don't know. I sort of made up that last part, but y'all can look it up. Zach's watching. Hey, Zach. Zach's on there. He played on the album. That's a first, doing an album release. Somebody who played on the album that's watching instead of playing. What's up, Gary? Who else we got on here? Bruce.
Let's see, my mom was on there?
Is Mom on there?
I thought I was down. There you go.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Thomas's mom?
Hi, Mom.
All right. Just learning how to work all this stuff. Oh, my mom's here too. Hey, Mom.
Hey, moms.
All right. This next one was originally recorded by Julie London in 1955, and you gotta look up her version of the song. But I'm basically doing my best Julie London impression for you on this one because I love her version so much. I get so much of from Tucson. Cool. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you say you're sorry for being so untrue. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Now you say you're lonely. You cried a long night through. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. Well, you never shed a tear. I remember all that you said. You told me love was too plebeian, told me you were through with me, and now you say you love me just to prove you do. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. While you never shed a tear. I remember all that you said. You told me love was too plebeian, told me you were through with me, and now you say you're sorry. Oh, just to prove you are. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cried a river over you. Yes, I cried a river over you. Yeah. I feel like I'm like, yeah, after every song. Just give myself a little encouragement here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're doing pretty good, Thomas. I think it's really coming together. All these quarantine hours playing jazz. Yeah, this is a little, this album was kind of like a side project. I was just thinking how I know so many great musicians and why not just go into the studio and record with them? So the album was recorded completely live, actually in the studio and in one day. And then I brought it back to Nashville and had my friend Dan Nobler do a mix on it. And Thomas actually mastered the album. And I wish I should have brought it down here. I meant to, but the artwork on it is beautiful by our friend, also lives in Massachusetts, Chris DiLorenzo. And he hand drew some lovely art for it. And yeah, I'm kind of a. I used to live in Boston, and sure, Thomas is gonna go grab it. When I first went there, I went to Berkeley for a couple semesters, and I sort of had it in mind that I wanted to be a jazz singer, and I used to do a lot more jazz gigs and everything, and I've always had a deep love for this kind of music, so it's really cool to kind of be able to go back to it and remember some of these great songs. A lot of the stuff I kind of discovered on my own, but a lot of it too was I listened to growing up. Both my folks are musicians. My dad plays the sax and clarinet and guitar. My mom plays upright bass and ukulele, and they both sing. So a lot of these songs were kind of just swirling around my childhood. So I feel like they're kind of, the style is kind of in me. So it feels good to sort of have a moment to embrace that. Yes. And Thomas, maybe you could, yeah, that's the album.
Ooh, trying to figure out which way to do it. It's always backwards.
Open it up too. It looks really beautiful.
Wait,
on the
that
inside.
way. There's a nice little front cover.
Yay. I know it's kind of hard to see.
If you pick up a copy on misstessmusic.com, you can actually read the liner notes too.
Oh yeah, Matt put the little banner there. I'm actually selling the album directly on my store there, and you can also get it on Bandcamp today. It's not streaming yet, but it will be sometime soon. Thank you for getting that, Thomas.
Of course.
And this next song, I put out a different album this past February called The Moon is an Ashtray, and that's an album of all original songs with a full band and kind of what we've been doing when we've been on the road and everything. And this is a song that appeared on that album called Riverboat Song. But when I originally wrote this song, it was in much more of a jazz form. So I thought it would be a cool addition to put on the album and record it the jazzy way.
It was a little too jazzy for the record, so I made Tess switch it up a little bit to make it less jazzy for the Miss Tess Moon is an Ashtray record. And then she was like, cool, well, I'll just record a jazz record so I can record it the jazz way that I like to do it.
Yeah, so we unjazzed it and then rejazzed it. Anyways, and my friend Sean Staples, who actually lives in Boston, wrote this song with me too, so I want to give Sean credit there. And another little escapist number called Riverboat Song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let 'em be, let 'em be. All the liners out at sea. I'll be drifting along to a riverboat song, playing just for you and me. Let 'em stay, let 'em stay. Tomorrow's just another day. Then I'll be drifting along to a riverboat song, playing all the night and day. Oh. across the mighty ocean. Oh, it's very deep and wide, but I would never feel at home there. So on the lazy river, alright, let it go, let it go, forever like this. I know that I'll be drifting along to a riverboat song, playing on the old banjo. Oh, we could cross the mighty ocean, though it's very deep and wide, but I would never feel at home there. So on the lazy river, alright, let it go. Let it go, forever like this. I know that I'll be drifting along to a riverboat song, playing on the old banjo. Yes, riverboat song.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we got a couple more songs here. I'd like to take one moment and give a big thanks to Matt Smith and all the fine folks over at Club Passim. They have been a real advocate for artists during this time, and you can see the little donation bar I'm seeing, and all your donations we're splitting with the club, and that helps the artists. It helps Passim keep their staff employed and keep them going through this time. And we all want clubs to exist when this time is over. So that just helps everyone. And thanks so much to them for being such advocates and learning all these like technological things and how to make things work correctly and doing virtual sound checks and all that stuff. And we can't wait to see everyone in person again as soon as we are able. Yeah, I'm gonna tune up one more time for this. This next song is another early 30s song, 1932. This one was written, and a lot of people know it from a million people have recorded it, but a lot of people know it from Frank Sinatra and folks like that. But the first version I heard that kind of made me fall in love with this song was it's under Teddy Bunn, and Teddy Bunn was a guitarist, and he played with this group called the Spirits of Rhythm, and it's this really kind of up-tempo, sort of happy version with some really cool vocal harmonies. So if you look it up, this song's called "I Got the World on a String." So I don't know. I've always kind of had a fondness for this song because of that version. So crazy. You just go down, you can go on YouTube or Spotify and just I love all the like the crisscrossing and just vastly different styles in which these songs have been recorded. I think it's part of the reason that makes music from the 30s to the 50s kind of so interesting to me, because the songs are just crisscrossing all over the place. And nowadays it's a little bit less common for artists to cover other artists, or just to have a person that's writing and then maybe 10 different people record versions and see who can get the biggest hit off of it.
Everybody wants to be a songwriter
now. Now everybody's a songwriter.
Everyone wants to be Bob Dylan.
That's another thing about these songs. As a songwriter, which I am, it's kind of nice to give myself a little break from singing my own songs sometimes, or feeling pressure to write new ones. But I suppose after this is done, I'm gonna start writing the next album. So here we go.
World on a String.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Try not to take this too crazy fast.
Don't take it too crazy mid-tempo.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. Look at me, can't you see I'm in love? There's a song that I sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Life's a beautiful thing when it's on a string. I'll be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let go. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. Look at me, can't you see I'm in love? Got the string around my finger. Lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Yeah. I remember recording that one. We did a little rehearsal when we recorded that in Boston before, and it was like, got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, and then Lyle wanted to do it real fast, so we did it. But it's hard to do it that fast. Woo. Especially when got a guitar and singing happening. Well, we got one more song for you. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and I want to thank my musical partner here for learning this entire album and all the intros and outros. and
Tess did some intros too.
spending a lot of time with the music. This is Thomas Brian Eaton one more time, and yeah, and Thomas and I have been doing a fair amount of streaming on. We've been doing streaming on Sundays, Sunday Fun Day Country Music Hour. So if y'all are into country music, we've been doing that on our back porch with special guests every week. This Sunday is going to be our friend Eric Fry, who's a great bass player and songwriter. And we do those on the Miss Tess Facebook page and Instagram. And if you haven't already given them my social media a like, that is actually very helpful in this time, so we can stay in touch with y'all and let you know about when we get back on the road again and stuff we're up to in quarantine. And you know, sometimes I post you know, loaves of bread I've made, because everyone's a sourdough maker now, including myself, but it's so delicious. All right. Cool.
If you keep tuning into Tess's Instagram, you might see some yogurt she's been making too. It's a less glorious picture than the loaf of bread, but it's just as delicious.
I've got pandemic projects galore. Yeah, and it's not hard to make yogurt. It's really easy. I just never realized how easy it is. So when y'all get off the stream, go make yourself some fresh yogurt.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can check out my sauerkraut I've been making.
It's really great sauerkraut. I know our house is filled with like weird little things in the fridge, like weird food projects we're working on.
We have more jars in the refrigerator than ever, filled with who knows what, things that are alive.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to do one last song for you. Again, I hope you can check out the album. It's called Doucette. You can get it on my website. You can get it on Bandcamp. And it will be streaming, I think, July 31st. If I've got everything set up correctly. And this last song is written in 1951. And this is definitely a song I learned from my dad. Dad used to make me a lot of mix CDs, and I'm sure this song was on one of them. And the version is by a man named Johnny Ray, so y'all can look it up. The song's called Cry. And you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. I just forgot the first words, but I got it now. But I want to start again since we're so close to the beginning.
If.
All right, that was great. That was a great intro, though. Let's do it again.
I hope I don't mess it up this time.
If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, it's no secret you'll feel better if you cry. When waking from a bad dream, don't you sometimes think it's real? But it's only false emotion that you feel. If your heartache seems to hang around too long, and your blues keep getting bluer from now on, just remember, sunshine can be found Just remember, sunshine can be found behind the cloudy sky. So let your head down and go on and cry. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our show, folks. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the music. I hope the music gave you a little bit of peace and connection and good vibes. And we'll see you next time. And hope everyone is safe and happy. And happy Friday night.
And check out the new record, Do Set, from Miss Tess. You can order it on her website. It'll be available streaming soon. There's the website. It just appeared right there out of nowhere.
Matt is magic. Thank you, Matt, for your help tonight. And
thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah. We'll just
All right, that was Miss Tess and Thomas Brian Eaton. Beautiful, beautiful music. And make sure you do check out their music at misstessmusic.com/store. We'll take you right there. And do make a donation if you didn't get a chance to at passim.org/stream. We'll be back tomorrow night live from Club Passim with our Pair Fund relaunch show with Hank Wonder. We're going to hear from Anna Vogelsang on Sunday. And remember, next Friday, 1 week from tonight, Laurie McKenna live streaming from Club Passim. Thank you all for being here. We'll hope to see you again very, very soon. Take care.